The checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.
Andrew Jewell, resident representative for Georgia at International Monetary Fund, declares that banks should not face a situation of ambiguity regarding their legal and compliance obligations and should be clearly able to assess the implications of these obligations for their operations. The National Bank of Georgia on Wednesday highlighted its systematic supervision of implementation of international sanctions as well as the enforcement of compliance to its own regulations and national legislation by individual participants of domestic financial sector. The central bank emphasized that Georgia was operating in full compliance with the requirements stipulated by sanctions and asserted that the country had never been and will never become a place to evade sanctions. As we have said before, under its mandate, IMF staff does not assess compliance with international sanctions and staff may not advise the authorities on whether to comply or not with international sanctions. We of course may assess the macroeconomic and financial implication of sanctions compliance or non-compliance and advise countries to take measures to mitigate the risk. In this context, in order to ensure that financial stability is protected, banks should not face a situation of ambiguity regarding their legal and compliance obligations and should be clearly able to assess the implications of these obligations for their operations. Andrew Jewell, resident representative for Georgia at International Monetary Fund, said. On September 16, U.S. Department of the State Treasury sanctioned to Georgian officials head of Ministry of Internal Affairs Special Task Department Suad Kvrivishvili and his deputy Milari Lagazauri, as well as two other, Konstantin Morgoshia and Zurab Makharadze. The U.S. State Department also imposed visa restrictions on more than 60 Georgian individuals and their family members responsible for or complicit in undermining democracy in Georgia. Our primary task is to sustain a high economic growth rate for which all necessary conditions are in place. It's crucial to address the current situation in the country, stated Irakli Kobakhidze, Prime Minister of Georgia, during a business association conference. Kobakhidze highlighted the positive dynamics of economic growth over the past 4 years, reflecting on the challenges faced since 2012. Unemployment has dramatically improved from 21.9% in early 2021 to 3.7% in the second quarter of 2024. During this time, we created 146,000 new jobs. Wage has risen from 1,200 lari to over 2,000 lari. These figures reflect the success of our economic growth strategy, Kobakhidze stated. He further mentioned the country's positive dynamics in fiscal consolidation, noting 12.5% increase in production output and a 10.3% rise in foreign direct investment. Fiscal metrics such as foreign debt, inflation, the current account deficit, and the budget deficit are all below target levels, providing a strong foundation for sustained economic growth, he added. Tbilisi Mayor Kakakaladze has announced the launch of a new phase of Learn and Get Employed program set to run until October 1. Now in its fifth year, this initiative has successfully trained approximately 10,000 citizens, boosting an impressive employment success rate of around 70%. This complementary program provides professional training and retraining for Tbilisi residents aged 18 and older, tailored to meet market demands and developed in partnership with the private sector to enhance employment opportunities. In this phase, up to 1,000 participants will receive training in roughly 60 specialists: construction, engineering, information technology, tourism, healthcare, and finance specializations. 11 new fields have also been introduced, including training in solar system installation, artificial intelligence tools, and fitness instructors. Training will be delivered through a combination of theoretical and practical approaches, available both online and on-site, with durations ranging from 1 to 7 months. Participants can access the program through various colleges in Tbilisi, including Gldani Vocational Training Center and Spectrum. In Q2 2024, the nominal gross domestic product amounted to 22 million lari. The real GDP increased by 9.6% year-on-year, while GDP deflator percentage change equaled to 2.5%, according to the National Statistics Office of Georgia. As of the document, significant contribution to the real GDP growth in Q2 2024 is related to increase of value added of the following activities: wholesale and retail trade, repair of motor vehicles and motorcycles, accommodation and food service activities, education, manufacturing, construction, transportation and storage. A decrease in the real value added occurred in electricity, gas, steam and air conditioning supply, other service activities. The largest share in GDP by activity is held by trade and real estate activities, followed by manufacturing, construction, public administration, agriculture, forestry and fishing, education, transportation and storage. During a panel discussion at Georgian Business Association's conference in Tbilisi, First Vice Prime Minister and Minister of Economy and Sustainable Development Davitashvili emphasized the government's commitment to enhancing transparent and logistic infrastructure, transport and logistic infrastructure. He highlighted significant advancements in this area, identified key flagship projects that are expected to transform the country's development. These projects include the Anaklia Port Project, railway modernization, the East-West Expressway, the Black Sea Submarine Cable Project, and further logistic infrastructure initiatives. These efforts will not only sustain positive trends in the warehousing sector but yield significant results, Davitashvili stated. He also pointed out the importance of New Tbilisi International Airport, which aims to meet rising demands in the tourist sector. Davitashvili noted the emergence of new service sector contributing to economic growth, particularly in information technology, which saw nearly $800 million in exports in 2023. He expressed optimism that this figure would surpass $1 billion this year. This sector has unique dynamics and is knowledge-driven, essential for strengthening the country across various areas, he said. The government has taken significant steps to enhance accessibility to oncology services, a trend that should continue, stated Georgia's Minister of Health Mikhail Sarjoladze during the presentation of report on accessibility to oncology service in Georgia. According to Minister, funding for oncology services has increased fivefold in recent years, reaching hundreds of millions of lari. This trend must persist until every patient is satisfied with received care. The current trajectory is promising, and our efforts aim to ensure that economic growth benefits the social projects we value. I am particularly pleased that today's presentations coincides with World Patient Safety Day. He emphasized in the realm of oncology, the safety, interest, health and lives of patients are of utmost importance. World Patient Safety Day, observed annually on September 17, was established by the World Health Organization. Kvrivishvili, Deputy Economy Minister of Georgia, on Thursday said the entry of EasyJet, a British budget airline set to launch direct flights from London, Geneva and Milan to Tbilisi in 2025, signified a great recognition of country and was a particularly important message for the European tourism market. Another strong international airline brand is coming to Georgia, which will enhance the country's visibility and boost its tourism industry, she said. The Deputy Minister also outlined plans for very active marketing campaign in the UK, Switzerland and Italy to attract more tourists to Georgia in collaboration with partner airlines. We are sure we will already see increased tourist flows from the mentioned countries from March 2025. Aviation is a complex sector and our team has been working with partners on this topic for quite some time. We are glad that we have successfully concluded the negotiation, Kvrivishvili said. EasyJet currently serves over 1,000 destinations in 35 countries, transporting 83 million passengers and generating annual revenue equivalent to $10.8 billion in 2023, the Ministry of Economy said. The Georgian government approved the 2024-2026 Air Quality Management Plan for Tbilisi. The Ministry of Environment Protection and Agriculture reported the plan, prepared with the support of European Union and the engagement of the Tbilisi City Hall, government institutions, parliament and civil society, aims to control air pollution and comprises various activities to improve the air quality in Georgia's capital city. Development of atmospheric air quality management plans is the best practice for solving the problem of air pollution in EU countries, said the Ministry of Environmental Protection and Agriculture.
The Checkpoints is presented by pharmaceutical company GM Pharma.